Hello, bonjour, and welcome everyone to the Huguenot Daily with your hosts tonight, Solange Beauchamp and Francois Leblanc. Hello, I'm Solange Beauchamp.
And I'm Francois Leblanc.
Tonight we have groundbreaking news concerning the massacres of St. Bartholomew's Day. Luckily for us here at the Huguenot Daily, we are grateful to have our team ready to catch interviews with the citizens of France on their thoughts on the massacres.
Yes, Solange, that is very true. Our team was out on the battlefield to get the inside scoop on both sides, the Protestants and the Catholics, on what exactly was happening. During our show tonight, we will be welcoming Beverly, who is here to give us all the answers to your questions on the horrifying events which have occurred.
Yes, Francois, we will start off with the background on how everything began before discussing the facts of what has happened here in France. Please help me welcome Beverly Alsonot to the studio, who will help us better understand why these tragic events have occurred. Thank you, Solange and Francois. The crisis which has occurred yesterday has been a disgrace, but it is my job to inform you all of the real reasons behind it all, going back to the mid-1500s. The Huguenots were known as a group of people in France who converted to Protestantism. Although the Protestants were a newly formed religious group, by the early 1560s they constituted around 10% of France. Throughout the years, the people of France, whether being Protestant or Catholic, have seen many religious wars between the two groups. The Vassy massacre set off the first war of many between the Huguenots and Catholics. Many other wars followed, which lasted many years. Therefore, we as citizens were aware the Catholics and Huguenots were never going to reconcile. That is until 1571, when a peace period between the Catholics and Huguenots occurred. Following the peace period, Catherine de' Medici arranged a marriage between her daughter Marguerite, a Catholic, and Henry Navarre, a Bourbon, and also one of the leading Huguenots in France, which occurred on August 18, 1572. Directly after the wedding between the Huguenot and Catholic royalty, when the hostility began again and led to the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre.
Thank you very much, Beverly, for the report on what led to the massacre. Now, after these quick commercials, we will be back with the full story and interviews from fellow citizens.
When you have cable and can't record all your shows, you feel unhappy. When you feel unhappy, you go to happy hour. When you go to happy hour, you're up for anything. When you're up for anything, you head to a Turkish bathhouse. When you head to a Turkish bathhouse, you meet Charlie Sheen. And when you meet Charlie Sheen, you reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Don't reenact scenes from Platoon with Charlie Sheen. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Welcome back to the Huguenot Daily with your host, me, Solange Beauchamp,
and me, Francois Leblanc. For those of you just tuning in, we are talking about the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Day.
Francois, now that we have covered what exactly happened before, let's talk about what happened on St. Bartholomew's Day. On August 23rd, 1572, which was less than a week after the wedding of the king's sister and Henry Navarre, the massacre targeted a group of assassinations, which was directly against the Huguenots. August 23rd marks a very tragic day in the Huguenot history. Beginning with the King of France's orders to kill them all, it has been said that over 30,000 Huguenots were murdered. The streets of Paris were disturbing to see because of the horrifying numbers of Protestant Huguenots killed by the French Catholics. It has become very clear to Protestants that Catholicism was a very bloody and treacherous religion. It was absolutely devastating to see the innocent men, women, and children murdered due to the religious feuds and their personal religious beliefs.
Solange, that is absolutely correct. Our listeners should know that the Huguenots people did not deserve to die in such a way due to their religious views. Although these actions were disgusting, the reactions of some were even more revolting.
Francois, that is very true. Although we've had some people who are very intelligent, such as Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian, who was absolutely sickened and thought the massacre was shameful, we have also heard from some people, such as Jean-Antoine de Bayeff, who thought otherwise. So here with me via phone to discuss what he thinks is Jean-Antoine. Hello, Jean-Antoine?
Hello, Solange.
Welcome to the show. We would like to inform our listeners today what your thoughts are on the massacre, because here we have that you said that you think there is nothing wrong with the massacre.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, And why do you think it is correct for you to write a sonnet extravagantly praising the killings?
I believe the Catholics did the right thing, and writing a sonnet about the events and celebrating the killing was a way to express my opinion.
Wow. Well, thank you for your opinion, and that's the end of our interview. Francois, my thoughts on what he just said about the noble Huguenot citizens are horrific. How could someone be celebrating the death of 30,000 people?
Solange, I couldn't agree more. Wow, that interview was something else.
That's certainly correct. Well, let's take a quick break, and after these quick commercials, we'll be back.
Funky, 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 funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Right foot, left stump. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Crisscross. Get funky with it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all. Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? I'm out of here, y'all. Peace. Peace.
Welcome back to the Huguenot Daily. For those of you just tuning in, we are discussing the St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre. Just before taking a break, we were joined by Jean-Antoine de Bayeff, a poet who wrote a sonnet celebrating the killings of the St. Bartholomew's Day.
Yes, now let's continue the show with an eyewitness who was there on scene of the massacre. We are now joined by Emily Trudeau. Bonjour, Emily. Welcome.
Hello, Francois. Thank you for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. Now you say you were a victim of the massacre. Well, how did you survive then?
Well, Francois, it was horrifying to see the people I loved die before my eyes. The Catholics were crazy. They seemed to have no care and just killed anyone in sight. So I hid. I ran and got away and didn't look back until I found a safe place, until they left the area. It was so difficult and terrifying, but I just thank God that I'm safe now.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Emily. I am sure you have helped and inspired many Huguenots listening to this right now. But just before you leave, if you could give a piece of advice to our Huguenot listeners right now, what would it be?
I would say stay strong and remember to stay true to what you believe in, no matter what, because God is always there with you. And I love you, fellow Huguenot citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, well, back to you, Solange.
Wow, what an amazing girl. Thanks for that, Francois. Well, just going through our information we just collected, I'd like to show you some real quick letters we've just got sent in to us. We have received letters from both Catholics and Protestants. I'd like to read the first one from a Catholic named Frank Leroy. He writes us saying, Solange and Francois, I am a Catholic, and I am a noble citizen of France who is not celebrating the death of the Huguenot people, but rather disgusted by what the Catholics have done. I believe that we all have been taught that violence and war is not the way to resolve our differences. Therefore, the death of 30,000 Protestants was disgraceful. We all believe in one God, and that should be all that matters. And most of all, these actions are certainly not things that he would like to see. Sincerely, Frank Leroy. Well, wasn't that very touching and beautiful? Thank you, Frank Leroy, if you are listening today. You are certainly right. Next, I have a quote sent in to us by Kathleen Patzlin. She writes us saying, In life, people have differences, but in order to work them out, we must work together as one. Sincerely, Kathleen. This is very true, Kathleen. Thank you very much. Your quote is very inspiring, and that is for sure. We all must work together as one. Back to you, Francois.
Thank you, Solange. For those of you just tuning in, we were discussing the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre today. And we have been joined by many special guests, and now we will be playing a tape which one of four
Back to you, Francois.
Thank you, Solange. For those of you just tuning in, we are discussing the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. And we have been joined by many special guests. And now we will be playing a tape which one of our reporters found on the streets of France by the body of our former reporter Anna, which we'll be playing now for the first time.
Bonjour. 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 Hello, fellow citizens of France. I am here on the grounds, where behind me we are being told the Catholics are coming. But I want to make this to inform you of the information I found while going undercover in the Medici family home. The Medici family is the main part of the massacre. Catherine de' Medici played a pivotal role in the massacre. She was the one who instigated the marriage of her daughter Marguerite and Henry Neville. Catherine was thinking outside the box by having a Catholic, her daughter, marry a Protestant, because that meant that the Huguenots would all be in France for the wedding. Therefore, Catherine sent out the Swiss mercenaries to murder Gaspard de Coligny. However, the entire plan failed, and it was said that the Huguenots vowed for revenge against the Catholics. Therefore, Catherine knew that they would be in danger in her mind. Therefore, Catherine persuaded her son, the king, into beginning a massacre, which would start with the death of Coligny. And now everything has begun. If someone is listening to this, one day know that Catherine is evil. She was very persuasive, and they're coming. I think this is it. Oh, Jésus, Jésus-Christ, au nom du Père, du Fils, et Saint-Esprit. Wow, that was so intense, Francois.
Very much, Solange. What a brave woman.
Heroic woman. Thank you, Anna. This show has been so intense, and we've had so many surprises, such as that tape which we listened to for the very first time. But just before we go, I'd like to share some of my personal opinions on the entire situation, being Huguenots and citizens of France. This show has helped me further understand the entire situation and give me more closure on what happened. Of course, we're not able to bring back everyone we have lost, but I'd like to ask everyone to keep them in your prayers, and anyone else still hiding or still feeling unsafe in your prayers, as we hope for this tragic event to stay in our hearts forever. The actions of the Catholic people are absolutely horrifying and tragic, but we can only hope for the better. What has happened is certainly something no one could ever be proud of, and the Catholics should be apologetic, so that the Huguenots and Catholics can come together as one to form a better country for the people of France and all those killed. We should focus on the future and forget the past. Ending on that note, that's it for us tonight here at the Huguenot Daily. We hope you enjoyed the show and learned a little something. We hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you.